Good evening. The state's child protection scandal has intensified, with Under-Siege Education Minister Jennifer Rankine scrapping her holiday plans amid calls for her to resign. Ms Rankine today went to ground as the fallout continues over the arrest of a Families SA carer on a string of child abuse charges.
The Premier found something to smile about at the Tour de France despite the child protection scandal rocking his government.
Well, the Premier should never have left, and there is no excuse for him now not getting on the earliest plane to come back to South Australia.
The whole place doesn't come to a halt because the Premier is off doing good work for the state. We are continuing to manage this.
But it's crisis management. Child Development Minister Jennifer Rankine's own travel plans were gazetted today. She was to take annual leave for 2 weeks from next Friday before jetting to China on ministerial business.
If she's travelling, she's no doubt got a very good reason to do so.
The China trip's now up in the air, but she's canned the holiday. The embattled minister going to ground as calls for her head intensified.
If Minister Rankine was to step aside, I think you'd see some confidence come back into the community.
Family First says a 2009 parliamentary inquiry into Families SA made a string of recommendations the government has ignored.
If a government's going to boycott recommendations of the parliament and things go wrong, in my opinion, ministers need to be changed.
The government maintains it's not the minister's fault she was given inaccurate information in a verbal briefing from Families SA Chief David Waterford, who's now quit.
He gave them an oral briefing. The minister was entitled, as was the Chief Executive, to rely upon that oral briefing.
But the opposition says that briefing ignored a DeBell Royal Commission recommendation to inform the minister in writing.
You've got a key recommendation that basically says don't rely on verbal briefings, put it in writing. You've got a government that accepts that recommendation and then completely ignores it.
Tom Richardson, 9 News.